now, this backdrop kind of contradicts everything I've mentioned on my channel so far. Okay, welcome back to Unapologetic Book Nerd. Today I am doing the 2.0 Book Newbie Book Tag. Doing the 2.0 Booktube Newbie Tag, or the Booktube Newbie 2.0 tag. There we go, that's it. No one tagged me on this. I just need a book idea, and I thought this is a great idea. I'm newbie on this channel, so I thought, why not do the 2.0? I could do the original tag, but I mean, I kind of like the questions more on the 2.0 one. So I decided, okay, whatever, I'll do the 2.0. So the reason why I have a bookshelf is because we just finished remodeling our little library guest place area. And this is all the books my family and I collected since moving to the United States. Yeah, it's mostly my mom's books and my sister's books, but a little bit of mine. We don't have that much left because we donated most of it. We had so many books. I think we donated about 150 books or 100 books. Yeah, okay, I don't want to say 150, that's ridiculous, but 100 books. Also, not all these books that we bought, I'm pretty sure most of these were books that we borrowed and forgot to give back. If you're wondering why does this contradict everything I've said before, watch my previous video, especially my video of my beloved book project, which I very much was honest about how I feel about kind of this booktube trend to be behind a bookshelf all the fucking time as your backdrop. But mostly it's because I don't want people to feel as if to be a reader you have to be a book collector and to have a lot of books and to be able to collect a lot of books. That shouldn't be the motivation to be a reader. To be a reader you should simply love books, and whether you get books from the library or you borrow books or you get books as cheaply as fucking possible, don't pirate books, then yeah, no, I completely understand. And that's my entire point in my previous video why I didn't want to film behind a bookshelf. So yeah. Just in case everybody was like, you fucking hypocrite! Without further ado, let's go back to the booktube tag. Yeah? What genres will you like to see more in booktube? I do like YA, and I do like science fiction and fantasy, and there's plenty of that. I think what I would really like is to see more nonfiction and memoir books. I am a big fan of nonfiction, especially books about people's lives and autobiographies or memoirs and stuff like that. I feel like it's a very personal and very brave thing that people do when they write about their life. Currently, I really want to read Roxane Gay's Hunger. It's a very open book about her sexual assault and how that affected her relationship with food. So it's those kind of books that I really want to see BookTube talk more about. I think they open a lot of discussion about things that some people might feel uncomfortable about, and I feel like that's just even more of a reason to talk about it. And not to mention, I feel like nonfiction gets a bad rap about being boring. I love Malcolm Gladwell's books about the economy and kind of theories or human perception that we thought that was true and then later we didn't. And I love his books. Yet there's not a lot of reviews on them. So I think I'm going to try more to do that, and I also would like BookTube to do more. Another one will be more foreign books. What is the best way to make friends on BookTube? Comment, 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 comment. You gotta fucking comment. And it's great and also very intimidating. I am good and bad at that. When I first started BookTube, I just saw, like, you know, the couple of people who are really, really famous on BookTube and have a big name for themselves, and I didn't think there wasn't much of the community other than that. It wasn't until I started my channel did I find out there was such a huge community of people. Big thank you to everyone who has commented on my videos, regardless whether I'm on BookTube or not, because what I want is to do an engagement. I want to have discussions and to have been part of the BookTube community and starting into the BookTube community. I feel like that's been my favorite part, and the way you make friends is commenting on people's videos. So I didn't know that was a thing until someone commented on my video, and then I commented on theirs, and suddenly we became friends. And I was like, oh, this is how it works? Oh, okay unless it's like genuine and you genuinely want to be their friend on BookTube, you genuinely want their connection. It's not that hard, and it can be kind of fun. And I think that's the most surprising thing I found out about BookTube is the community and how people communicate with one. What do you enjoy most about making videos on BookTube? It's the commenting. I think my last question really answered that. It is finding out people who are interested in my channel and commenting on it, and me finding their channel and commenting on it, kind of commenting on people's channel that doesn't have a lot of views, that encouragement, and then getting that encouragement back. What do you least enjoy about making videos for BookTube? I guess is scheduling it out. If you guys have been following my channel, you will notice I'm kind of bad. Don't have a set day when I upload a video, and sometimes I'll be gone for a week. I'm going to do better at that, I promise. My senior year of college is starting, so I'm going to do that and try to manage this as much as possible, and I'm going to be moving, so I'm going to try to put this video up as fast as possible. What wrap-up, reviews, tags would you like to see on BookTube? I really like book reviews. Book reviews that get really into the nitty-gritty, and even if you like the book, you don't mind tearing it apart when it needs to be torn apart. I don't mind people who nitpick when it comes to books. I definitely like nitpicking when it comes to writing style, syntax, how the information is paced out throughout the book. I feel like those are really important criticism, and for people who want to be novelists one day and who want to write, those reviews can actually be really helpful. So I think those reviews should be more of, and more people being really kind of forward in what they think about the book. Not that people aren't, but not being afraid to nitpick about the stylistic options and choices, whether or not you like them or didn't like them, or just talking about how they worked, could be really helpful for people who want to be authors. Because let's be honest here, you're not on BookTube, whether you're making videos or watching them, if you don't secretly want to be an author. So let's, make it easier for people who want to be authors. What are some themes you want to see more in BookTube? Well, from what I've noticed, BookTube has been doing a pretty okay job. I feel like there could be more to be done on talking about diversity in books, but I also don't think people really understand the scope of how bad, or I don't want to say how bad, but like how limiting the publishing industry is for people who are not white. And I feel like we need to have more discussions on that, but I also feel like we need to have factual discussions about that. So in whatever topic that you want to talk about when it comes to be honest about the publishing industry, always back it up with statistics and back it up with reliable sources. And on my channel, I'm going to try to do just that in future videos, because I feel like the theme that we really need to have on the BookTube is about the publishing industry. How does it work? Does it work for everyone? And what are the problems with it? We need to be honest, because we can't forget the publishing industry is how we get our books. What are some of my BookTube goals? My first goal is to do a year of this. So I started this in like June. I started this in June. So I guess my goal right now is to do a consistent video once a week, and mostly to create more of a bigger community, have more people comment, have more people subscribe, and have more people watch. Some of those things I could do my best, but I don't necessarily control, right? So that's why I'm giving me a year deadline to see how I feel about this BookTube channel after a year, and I will be graduating. So that will be a good point for me to set on whether or not I want to continue doing this. I think I'm going to continue doing this just because I do enjoy it. What advice would you give someone who is starting BookTube about what you think of books, what you think of BookTube community, and what you think of kind of the publishing industry and whatever? BookTube should be a place where you can start a conversation, and maybe some of your ideas will be controversial. Just make sure to say it in a polite, well-mannered way, and if you have something that you can support by facts, please make sure to put down your sources. But don't be afraid to start conversations, and don't be afraid to make that an initiative. What are some qualities and traits you look for booktubers? I feel like you kind of saw what I look for. I feel like I kind of answered this question. I really like booktubers who are not afraid to be critical. I wouldn't say afraid, but there's just kind of a trend I see a lot on booktube, especially with YA, that is more on the fan way, like to get really excited about books, but I really want to see critical reviews, whether or not you like them. I feel like I said, critical reviews help people learn how to be good authors and good writers, and also take the step further and analyze how that book might affect the publishing industry, or how people see books or representation. I like to look at the big picture as much as I like to get really cringy about syntax. I get really big on where is the period. What is a fun fact about you or a hobby that is not writing or reading? I am not sure if I mentioned this on this channel. I probably haven't. But the one thing that I that has nothing to do with books that I'm kind of obsessed about is public transportation. Now, I know that sounds random, but I am someone who hates driving and who never wants to own a car, ever. And mostly because I love the idea of living in a city, and to live in a city, you must be able to have reliable transportation. I lived 4 months in Prague, and the thing I missed the most about living in the Czech Republic was the wonderful efficiency of the public transportation. I just, as someone who lived in the United States and who's lived in cities her whole life where public transportation wasn't reliable, and yet also very stubborn about getting a car, it's been kind of difficult for me to get around. And that makes me feel very lack of power. And I've driven before, and I don't like it as much as I do as riding public transportation. And also, public transportation speaks to way more than just, people getting around. It speaks to how the economy is run, how people from different neighborhoods interact with other people from different neighborhoods. It can speak to a lot about diversity and even segregation. The United States used to have extremely well-functioning public transportation, especially LA, which is something you can't even think about right now. And that's mostly because the car industry lobbied it all out during the 1960s automobile boom. Now that has changed cities forever. Cities are literally, by physical attributes, completely different than they were if public transportation was given initiative. And I think that's mostly because cities are now made with cars in mind and not for people in mind. But yeah, no, public transport, weird thing about me, I'm obsessed with it. Here is who I tag for the Booktube Newbie Tag. I might have not been tagged, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to tag people, so I tag Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and SaniyaWalu, and BookAddictsAnonymous. I don't know if you guys are newbies, but I like these questions and I want to see you guys answer it. So I hope you guys do it. So this has been Unapologetic Book Nerd. I hope you can forgive the bookshelf, okay? I still stand by what I said, but who to each his own on how they want to do their BookTube channel. Please comment. What did you think of my BookTube tag? Tell me, what are the weird things about you that has nothing to do with books and writing? Let me know. Let me know what's the weird things that you like. Please like the video if you like it, or subscribe if you want to see more. This has been Delfina Barriero. Thank you for watching my channel. I will see you guys soon. Bye.